All right, let's get started here. I'm Michaela Paukner. I'm an editor of Strip-Till Farmer magazine. Thank you for joining us today to learn about our 9th annual Strip-Tillage Conference that will be held next week from July 28th through 29th at the Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center that's just outside of Iowa City, Iowa. This conference is meant for strip-tillers of all experience levels, and there are some basics about strip-till for farmers who are just curious about what it will take to switch their operations to strip-till. There are sessions for improving on practices for farmers who have been strip-tilling for only a couple of years. And then we also have some deep dive sessions for those experienced strip-tillers who have been making strips for more than a decade, or maybe even longer than that. So I'd encourage anyone who's interested in strip-till to join us in Iowa City this year. And if you haven't registered already, stick around for a discount code to save $50 on your registration. I'm going to share that at the end of today's webinar. But if you're a person like me who wants to know what to expect before you get to an event, you are in the right place. During today's Q&A webinar, I'm going to spend about 15 minutes sharing important details that both registered conference attendees and those considering attending will want to know. You can submit questions at any time using the Q&A feature on the panel at the bottom of your screen, and I'll take those after I go through the conference overview, hotel and venue information, who the conference is right for, and some other details so you have an idea of what to expect at the conference this year. From there, I'll share some highlights of our speaker and session lineup. So to start, what is the National Strip-Tillage Conference? We are building off the success of 8 successful past National Strip-Tillage Conferences. The 2022 National Strip-Till Conference brings the world's largest and most collaborative gathering of strip-tillers, agronomists, and researchers back to Iowa City for the 3rd time in the conference's history. Our conference program offers a no time wasted agenda that is focused on delivering cutting-edge ideas and actionable strategies to raise your level of strip-till profitability, efficiency, and efficacy. You'll find insightful learning and unlimited networking with the best of the strip-tilling community. Talking about the conference venue and the host hotel, that's the Hyatt Regency in Iowa City. So the Hyatt is located about a quarter mile off of I-80 at 300 East 9th Street in Coralville. We have a discounted block of hotel rooms at the Hyatt available for attendees for $129 per night. And as of this morning, we did have some rooms still available for Wednesday and Thursday nights. So they're going quick, so be sure to book soon as possible to ensure that you can stay with us right at the conference venue and maximize your time there for networking and learning and all of that. The Hyatt has free in-room Wi-Fi, cable, the Edgewater Grill restaurant with a bar and lounge, a cafe, and free on-site parking. It's also within walking distance of a lot of restaurants and shopping options. And then Iowa City's downtown area is only about a 10-minute drive from the hotel. And I actually stayed in that area in May when I was kind of scoping stuff out ahead of the conference and doing some promotional things. And I really liked walking by the river down there and checking out. They have tons of great restaurants. I would highly recommend I Love Fufu if you're looking for a place to eat in Iowa City. But the hotel, if you wanted to stay closer to home, has a great restaurant as well. You can find that hotel booking information by visiting the hotel tab at striptillconference.com. When it comes to registration, our full 2-day pass is currently $399 for your first registrant and then $379 for each additional attendee you bring. And that 2-day pass includes a lot of things. I'll just kind of run through those here. You'll get admission to the entire conference program and all sessions held Thursday through Friday. That means all of their general sessions, the classrooms, the roundtables, networking functions, and the meals that we're serving. That includes a networking lunch on Thursday, networking breakfast on Friday, plus several chances to connect with the other attendees over refreshments. And then when you first come to the conference, you'll also receive an attendee bag when you check in at registration. It includes a package of free strip-till bonuses that's loaded with hundreds of top-notch nuts and bolts ideas to reference when you head into the fields with your strip-till rig. In there includes a copy of our latest special report, Understanding Soil Fertility for Higher Yields. And for those of you who are no-tilling as well as strip-tilling, you'll receive fine-tuning no-till performance for better planter technology. That's going to end everyone. So if no-till is something that you're curious about, you'll receive that as well. In addition, you'll receive a free 1-year subscription to Strip-Till Farmers Quarterly Magazine and No-Till Farmers Monthly Magazine. If you're an existing subscriber, we'll add on an additional free 1 year to your current subscription term. And then in addition to that, you'll take home thousands of dollars in profit boosting and cost saving strategies and valuable new connections as you network with today's most knowledgeable strip tillers. In fact, we survey attendees each year on the dollar value in profit generating and cost saving ideas that they estimate they've found at the event. And our average attendee says they take home about $8,333 in ready to use ideas. So there's a lot to learn and a lot to gain at the conference. If you only have time to make it for 1 day, you can purchase a 1-day pass that's available for $289. That 1-day pass allows you to attend all the educational sessions, meals, and networking functions held during the day of your visit, so either Thursday or Friday. You'll also receive the same attendee freebies that I just went over that the 2-day passes receive. You can purchase those 2-day passes online, but if you want to do the 1-day pass, you'll have to call our customer service team, and I'll share that information in a little bit, how you can sign up to get your 1-day pass. A question that we get a lot is, are discounts available for larger groups of attendees? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Group discounts are available for farmers and companies wishing to attend the conference with 10 or more individuals. We have several farmer-led groups, ag associations, and even ag manufacturers and equipment dealers who use the event as an annual gathering place and chance to get their people up to speed on the leading edge practices and unique needs of strip tillers. If you'd like to learn more about group discounts or to register a group, you can give our marketing manager, Dallas Seibel, a call at 262-777-2412, and he will help you out. I know for some of our other events, we use the same model where we have people hold their other group meetings after the event, and they tell us that. I just talked to a group a couple of weeks ago that said they found it really valuable because they could kind of decompress all of the information they gathered and share ideas while it was still fresh in their mind, and then get the group working on things that they have in their mind, and then they're prepared for their next meeting. So it's a good place to do that, not to mention that you could network with a lot of people who might be of value to your group as well. So we do have several ways to register for the National Strip-Tillage Conference. You can purchase those 2-day passes online at striptillconference.com. You can see that address on the graphic on the screen right now. You can also register by phone by calling Sue or Sheila on our customer service team at 262-432-0388. They're available Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Central. Be sure to have your credit card on hand when you're registering over the phone, because they will take that information at that time. They'll also be who you'll call if you're interested in that 1-day pass. They can set you up with that. You can also register on site by visiting our registration booth at the Hyatt when you arrive. However, we encourage you to sign up ahead of time because our pre-registration discounts are still available if you register ahead of the event. And of course, our conference planners would appreciate your early registration, as we're currently tallying up our meal counts and other attendee materials needed. I would say this is especially important if you or anyone in your family has any dietary restrictions too. If you let us know ahead of time, we can make sure that the hotel and the caterer have things that meet your dietary needs. So we encourage early registration. Like I said, I'll be sharing a discount code at the end of the webinar to ensure that you're getting those early registration savings. What kind of satisfaction guarantee do we offer for the event? If you're attending the National Strip-Tillage Conference and you don't think that it was everything that we promised, you can contact us and we'll send you a full 100% refund. Take up to 6 months to decide so that you can measure the return on your investment. So you can gather all the information you've learned in those 2 days, think about it for 6 months, and then tell us if you thought it was worth your time. I think you will find it worth your time because after all of our years offering this money back guarantee, not only for the Strip-Tillage Conference, but also our National No-Tillage Conference, our staff can't think of one instance where an attendee has requested their money back due to a bad experience. So while, of course, we think this conference is worth your time, everyone who registers also gets this unsurpassed guarantee. And then we have more information about our satisfaction guarantee and refund and cancellation policies on our frequently asked questions page on striptillconference.com. And then talking about what you'll actually be doing at the conference. For those of you joining us for this pre-conference Kinsey Factory Tour and Jim Horman workshop on Wednesday, you are in for a very special experience. I visited the Kinsey factory during that Iowa City trip I mentioned earlier, and it's pretty amazing to see a working factory and the number of people and machines it takes to make each piece of equipment that's running on your farm. You'll see it from beginning to end, from a piece of steel to welded together to painted the pretty blue color and inspected and then out the door to your farm. So everyone who is attending that pre-conference workshop on Wednesday will meet at the Kinsey manufacturing facility in Williamsburg, Iowa. That's about 30 minutes from the conference headquarters. The attendees will be responsible for arranging their own travel to and from the Hyatt or to and from wherever you're coming from. So please plan accordingly. And then you should arrive at the Kinsey facility main entrance by 8:45 a.m. so we can start promptly at 9 a.m. The Kinsey facility address is 2172 M Avenue in Williamsburg, Iowa. And if you're coming west on I-80, you'll see this big tower of grain carts and a tractor and a planter that are vertical as you come up on the exit off of I-80. So it's impossible to miss if you're going west. And then once you get to the entrance, you'll go to the right and follow the signs for the Innovation Center. Once we start the tour, everybody will be split into 2 groups. So one group at a time will do the tour, and one group will view the film on the company's history in the Innovation Center, and then they'll switch. After the Kinsey tour, we'll be doing lunch on site from 11:45 to 1 p.m. prior to the pre-conference workshop with soil health specialist Jim Horman that starts at 1 p.m. During boosting the bottom line with mineral nutrition and humates, Horman will discuss the role of micronutrients and humates in the soil and their relationship to disease, insects, and nutrient cycling. He'll also address how using sugars and energized water can help increase nutrient and herbicide use efficiency, and how paying attention to these often overlooked components can boost your bottom line. And then one quick reminder for the Kinsey factory tour, no open-toed shoes or sandals are allowed at the Kinsey facility, so please dress accordingly. If you didn't purchase a workshop ticket when you signed up for the conference, unfortunately, we have sold out and we don't have seats available, but we can put you on a wait list in case somebody can't make it. You can call 262-432-0388, and if seats open up, we'll contact you to verify and get you all signed up. So that's the plan for Wednesday, and then the conference officially starts on Thursday, July 28th. That's a whole day of networking and learning, and I'm going to walk through some of the program highlights for Thursday and then point out a couple new additions to the program for those of you who registered early and may not have seen those. So the program is available, the full program, at striptillconference.com. It kicks off on Thursday at 8:30. That's our official kickoff. And then Mike Peterson is our first presenter at 8:45 a.m. He's going to talk about learning from the past to move Strip-Till forward. And if you don't know Mike, he's an independent consultant and former NRCS soil scientist based in Colorado. So he'll be talking. Then we're going to have Jody DeYoung-Hughes talk about managing soil compaction for better strip-till outcomes. She has worked with strip tillers. She's based in Minnesota, has worked with strip tillers for a very long time. And she has some really great strip till specific recommendations when it comes to compaction. And she also said that a lot of strip tillers have been asking her about carbon markets. So she's actually going to be doing a classroom on carbon markets and soil carbon cycling. That's on Friday. So you'll get 2 chances to hear from her if you like what she has to say. And I did a podcast interview with her for the Strip Till Farmer Conference where she talked about some of these things and gave me a little preview. So I'd encourage you to check that out if you are interested in those topics. So after Jody's talk at 11 a.m., that's our first set of strip till classrooms. And the first one on Thursday is a new addition and probably of interest for those of you who didn't get a chance to sign up for the pre-conference workshop. We're having Jim Horman give a classroom on how crop rotation and management practices affect soil life. So you'll have a chance to hear from him if you don't make it to the Wednesday pre-conference event. In addition, our first set of classrooms, we're talking about cover crops, intercropping and companion cropping, strip till toolbar setup, managing nutrient application efficiency with plant sap analysis as well. Then we'll go into our lunch break and talk about our Strip Till Innovator program. You'll find out who's our Strip Till Innovator this year and learn a little bit about this person's operation and what they have going on, so that we're really excited to bring them on stage and recognize them for the great things that they're doing to innovate the practice of strip till. After we do that, we'll have Robert Carlberg give his general session, straight talk about sustainable farming. He has a really interesting perspective because he talks with a lot of policymakers, and when the public hears the word sustainable farming, they're thinking little operation, a lot of manual labor, like this is the way it should be. But Robert writes that no, we should have the large commercial operations. They're in the better position to protect nature because they can adopt those precision technologies that many of you strip tillers do. And this is how we're going to save our soils and build soil health and reduce our inputs and produce more while doing more with less, essentially. So he has an interesting perspective, and he said that he's really excited to hear from all of you guys who are attending the conference so he can take your feedback back to the policymakers that he talks to so we can have better policy when it comes to reducing tillage and being responsible stewards of the environment. So after Robert's talk, we'll have a quick networking break so you can kind of talk about what you've learned so far, and then we'll go into our second set of classrooms. Another recently added one I'll actually be leading with help from Jody DeYoung-Hughes and also Brian Ryberg, who's a strip tiller out of Minnesota. We're going to be talking about what works for U.S. strip tillers and sharing the results of Strip Till Farmers 2022 benchmark study. I'm going to give the results of what people have asked or what people are doing, and then I'll ask Brian and Jody to contribute what they've seen working on their operation or with the people that they've worked with. Other classrooms include looking to the soil for strip till success, talking about strip till rates and economic decision making, strip till soybeans, and then some back to basics soil testing and nutrition. After classrooms, we'll go into roundtables. There's 9 options for you to pick from. I'm sure it'll be a hard choice because we have a lot of great topics that we're going to be talking about. So if you're coming with someone else, make sure you split up so you can cover more ground. And then I'm excited to announce that we've added 2 additional roundtables on Thursday. We're doing planning for input cost volatility and no machine availability, retrofitting equipment for strip till to help you work through some of those supply chain challenges and dealers maybe not getting you the things you need as quickly as you would like due to short supply. And then we're rounding out the day with our new beer and bowl session, which we're really excited about. It's going to be set up like an informal conversation where Everyone will be having a beer, just hanging out, and then you can ask questions of our panelists. Brian Ryberg mentioned earlier, he's one of them. We have Ben Pedersen of Iowa, Steve Tesarek from Wisconsin, Upward Ag Systems owner Ty Fickenshire, researcher Jim Studi, and strip tiller and ag consultant Chris Perkins. And then Chris is also kicking off our Friday sessions as a speaker. So you'll get your chance to ask any question you want of these guys, and they'll give you their input. And we're really excited about this one. It's our first time trying it, and we think it's going to be a great conversation because it's building on that networking that we know you guys all love, and giving you a chance to get some straightforward answers from the people you want to hear from. So I am going to quickly go over Friday, and then I'll take some questions. I see we've had a couple come in here. So Friday, we're starting at 7 a.m. with our early bird strip-till breakfast. So make sure you join us for that and get your early morning coffee and talk with some people that maybe you haven't had a chance to talk to yet before the conference ends. And then at 8 a.m., like I said, we'll have Chris Perkins starting us off with his general session on banded systems, getting to the root of yield, followed by a set of classrooms. We'll be talking about strip-till weed control, strip-tilling corn into a perennial living mulch. Ben Pedersen, I love this title. It's Ride the Lightning, more yield, fewer petroleum-based inputs. So I was trying to summarize that for you, but I think that's definitely better than anything I could summarize. And then, like I mentioned, we'll have Jody doing the soil carbon cycling classroom as well. We'll move into strip-till roundtables after that. Again, we have 2 new ones, so we have another 9 for you to pick from. Our 2 new ones added on Friday is a discussion about fall versus spring strip-till, and then a session specific to first-time strip-tillers, how you can prepare to switch to strip-till, what you should be doing 12 months in advance. And then we'll also do a general session after that, strip-till ideas for 2023. We're going to have a panel talking about the equipment changes they're planning for next year, how they're dealing with high fertilizer and herbicide prices, and just other things that are on their radar in the next year or so. And then finally, our last general session will be with Dr. David Bullock. He'll be improving outcomes through on-farm precision experimentation. He's going to talk about the $4 million USDA grant he's using to implement a data-intensive farm management program. So that should be really interesting to hear about. And that will take us to the end of the conference, which wraps up at 1:30 p.m. Quickly, before I take questions, I just want to mention that we have an official event app. It's called WHOVA. It's spelled WHOVA. Some of the things you can do in the app is view the event schedule that I just went over and create your own personalized agenda so you know where to be at what time. You can also submit questions during the presentations for speakers if you're not somebody who likes to raise your hand but still want to get your question asked. We'll have somebody from our staff monitoring that for questions, and we'll pose them to the speakers as they come in. You can also participate in polls, schedule meetups with other attendees, discuss what you learned on the community board, connect with our event sponsors, and then we also are giving you a chance to accumulate points and win a free 2023 registration for the Strip-Tillage Conference and other prizes by participating in some challenges. Anyone who registers will soon receive an email with instructions on how to download and log into WHOVA. All right, so let's see what we got for questions here. How many classrooms are there and how many can you attend? Are they only offered once each? So there are 14 classrooms and they are only offered once each. We have it split up into one classroom session Thursday morning, late Thursday morning, one Thursday afternoon, and then one on Friday. So you'll make it to 3 classroom sessions if you're there all 2 days, but you'll only make it to 3 of the 14 sessions too. So if there's somebody where you miss you're going to one classroom and not the other, we do have some people that are doing classrooms multiple times, so you can get a chance to connect with them or hear what they have to say. And by multiple times, I should clarify that they're not doing the same topic, but they are presenting more than once. So if there's a question about the other topic you want to follow up with them on, there will be opportunity after that to catch them, and they'll be around for the conference. So yeah, and then I would also mention that if there's one you can't get to, we do some follow-up reporting throughout the year in the Strip-Till Farmer magazine. So we'll be posting articles about some of the conference sessions, and then all registered attendees will also get access to video replays of the conference. So if you register and you miss one of the classrooms because you went to another one, you can view the recording of that classroom. So that's a way to kind of make it to all of them, even though you can't physically do that at the conference. So that is the answer to that question. And then Lori asks, what sessions would you recommend for someone contemplating the switch to strip-till? I have a couple of recommendations. I would say on Thursday morning, check out Steve Tesarik. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, so I apologize, Steve, if I'm saying that wrong. He's doing the classroom on strip-till toolbar setup. So if you're switching to strip-till, your strip-till bar is going to be a new and a very critical part of your operation. And Steve has built rigs of all types with all kinds of configurations. So he is an expert at this kind of stuff and will be able to give you some pointers as to what you need and what to look for. Roundtable 5 on Thursday is also a great one. It's strip-till lessons I wish I had learned earlier. So you're going to learn what mistakes people made early on so you can avoid them before you get started and hopefully start out on a good foot. And then, like I mentioned on Friday, we have roundtable number 18, which is specifically for first-time strip-tillers. So that discussion is about preparing for strip-till 12 months in advance. So you can take what you learned on Thursday and then get some input on what your timeline should be for implementing that stuff during that Friday roundtable. And then someone asked, will the presentations at the event be recorded? Like I mentioned, yes, they will be recorded and sent to registered conference attendees following the event. So if there's something you miss or something where you wish you had taken a little bit better notes, you can watch them again after the event. Let's see here. And then I think Gary asked, do you have a definition of soil health? And I saw this question come in ahead of time. So Gary, I looked up the NRCS definition of soil health, and they define it as the continued capacity of soil to function as a vital living ecosystem that sustains plants, animals, and humans. But I think this question would be better answered by Jim Horman or Mike Peterson or Jody DeYoung-Hughes or Jim Studi after their presentations at the conference and see what they think should be included in that definition and how what they've learned and teach people about influences how they view soil health. Let me just see if we get any more questions come in here. I'll leave this open for a couple more minutes as I get you that promo code. So if you have any last minute questions, let me know. Otherwise, you can send me an email or get in touch with us on the Strip-Till Farmer website and we can get those answered. So as a thank you for watching our webinar today to learn about the National Strip-Tillage Conference, you can save $50 on your conference registration when you enter the code webinar at striptillconference.com. So you'll go to the registration page. There'll be a place for you to enter a code and it will be code webinar. Like I mentioned, if you have any questions, you can contact me. You can get in touch with our customer service team, Sue and Sheila, and they'll be able to answer any questions as well. And then Dallas, who I mentioned earlier, can help anyone with those group registration rates if that's something that you're interested in getting that group discount. And you'll also call our customer service for those one-day conference passes. So it looks like we didn't have any more questions come in here in the last couple of minutes. So thank you, everyone who joined us and everyone who's tuning in after the fact. And I hope to see you in Iowa City next week, and have a great rest of your day.